So welcome back, my dear students. Welcome back, everyone. And this is your teacher, Dr. Osama Kashwa. And we are going to talk today about the second lecture in marketing strategies. Still are working on this file, the marketing strategies. And I will just now go ahead for more topics regarding the business strategy or the marketing strategy. That's what we said in the previous lecture. Let me remind you, we talk about things like here, the types of marketing plans, and we talk about what are the steps in marketing strategic planning. And we said that those steps are, like you see here, evaluate the external environment, evaluate the internal environment, then set up your mission, set up your objectives or your tasks or your goals, then formulate your strategy. Once you're done but the most important basics of all this are evaluating the external and the internal environment. Those are the main 2 points, which is very important to formulate any marketing strategy plan. Today, what is your homework now? And we will talk about SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strengths, like you know, weakness, opportunities, and threats. SWOT is not only for marketing, but we get benefits. We benefited from SWOT model to apply it on marketing as well. The SWOT analysis is a tool that frames the situational analysis. Okay, here we go. We say always there is strengths and weakness, and there's opportunities and threats. Like I said before, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Okay, how we will get useful of this? As example, we have internal factors and external factors. External factors like opportunities, and there is also threats. Internal factors like the strengths and weakness. So let's say what the meaning of this. Strength in the internal factors like firm's brand name. The firm brand name is very low. The weakness, low product awareness, poor facility locations. So the people do not know about your product very well. And at the same time, your location is not attainable by all the people. All the people who are the buyers, they don't know very well your place. Let's see the opportunities here. Demand for product, size of market, demand of product, the size of market. These are opportunities. And I want to tell you something. For the opportunities, there is threats. And for the strengths, there is weakness. So if your strength point that your brand name is very known, your weakness might be that the product awareness is not very well. And if your opportunity is that the demand for product size of the market, the demand for product and the size of the market, this might be opportunity for you, that you might go for new markets, or the demand for your product is high, but still you have threats, like as example, the bad economy or the recession, and at the same time, the competitors as well. They are also threats for you. So every strength has its weakness and every opportunity has its own threats. We're talking about here about the brand name. This is internal weakness, about the product awareness, and the externals here is demand of the product in the market. This is external. Size of the market, this external. Threats, bad economy. The economy is external as a whole, and the competitors come to me from outside of the company, which is external factors. These are the points of the SWOT model. We'll move forward now for Porter's model of the 5 forces. But before we go to a Porter model, still we will work on the questions now. If I tell you as example like this, what is SWOT analysis? What is SWOT? And how can a marketer benefit of such a model, such a model, how will a marketer benefit of such a model? In that case, you will tell me what we talked just now, right now, about SWOT, and what we had about SWOT right now. And let me bring it back for you, just guys, so that you will. So we'll say the SWOT: strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Then we'll move forward to give an examples of the internal factors and external factors that affect on the SWOT model, and how to analyze the problems in the market based on the SWOT model. We have internal factors, remember, and external factors, like I told you. And each strength has its weakness, and each opportunities has its threats. Okay, that was the first question today. Here we go. And I will take the question right now, and I will put it in its own place. And for you guys, please, to answer this question. Slide, and here we go. Here is our question about SWOT model. Here we go. Here we go. It's enlarged a little bit. I'm sure you are guys working on it now. You guys are working on it. And I will keep like around 5 minutes here till you guys finish the answer. You can also Google search for more details regarding these answers and for bonus marks as well in the final exam. So you can also Google search it and check out another examples. You don't have to be committed to the example which I gave you right now here, but you can put also another example of yours. I will keep the screen freeze for about 5 minutes till I get your answer, guys, about this. What, like I told you, the questions of each lecture is the main topic ideas of the lecture itself. Thank you. We'll freeze here for about 1 minute till we get the answers. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. So perfect, my dears. We are back to track. And we talk about SWOT analysis right now. And we finished talking about SWOT analysis. And this is the internal and external factors which we talk about SWOT analysis. Here we'll go to the next model, which we call it the Porter models. Porter's model of the 5 forces. What are the 5 forces of Porter model? That's what we'll see right now here. For Porter model, we have potential new entrants to the market. They are affecting the direct competitors, the bargaining power of the suppliers, the bargaining powers of the buyers, and the substitutes of your product. So those are all kind of things that affect your work in the market. And those are the forces which will affect your product. According to Porter, in addition to their direct competitors, competitive rivals, organizations must consider the strength and the impact of the following it could have: the substitute products, potential entrants. Who are the potential entrants? Those are the new competitors in the marketplace. The bargaining power of the suppliers also you should means when you set your own strategy and your plan, you must put in your concern to put all these factors in front of you. The bargaining power of the suppliers. Suppliers usually want to give you or to afford you what you need with the highest price. Okay, you want to take the raw materials from the supplier with $1, but they want to sell it for you with $10. This is the meaning of the bargaining power. The bargaining power of the buyers. This from one side, the suppliers, from the other side, the buyers. Like you see here, the buyers and the suppliers. Look at this. Here are the buyers, and here are the suppliers. So both are affecting you. Both are affecting you. Both of them are affecting you. Why? Because the buyer want to take the product, your product, with the lowest price, and the supplier want to cater you or supply you with your needs with the highest price. So you are in between them. What you will do then? In that case, and always, whenever you do a strategic plan, you have to put all these points in the concern. This is about a Porter model. Let us go now to marketing development strategy. And if I tell you comment on the following graph and I give you Porter model, then please you have to comment and give examples of your own about Porter model and how can we use it. Market development strategy. Selling existing products or services to new customers. Foreign markets often present opportunities for organizations to expand. That's true. When I export to other countries, that means a good opportunity for me. Exporting, licensing, franchising, joint venture, and direct investments are methods that companies use to enter international markets. These are points also. We get advantage to go to the international markets. So we can go to the international markets through exporting, through licensing, through franchising, through joint venture, through direct investments. All these are ways to get opportunities to go into the international markets, like I told you. Okay. One thing I just want to say here, the amount of risk. So what is the meaning of the word risk? Risk means dangerous or something will lead to losses. This is the meaning of the word risk. So when we say risk, that means dangerous or losses. So all the opportunities to expand in international markets, and those are, this figure represent them, they are in between high risk and here the low risk. So as example, direct investments are very high risk, and this is the highest risk of them. Risk means that you are exposed to danger, exposed to losses. The meaning of the word risk, dangerous or losses. This is the meaning of the word risk. So like you see here, high risk means high probability of losses. Direct investments, here we go. Then joint venture is less risk. Then contract manufacturing is less risk. Franchising is less risk. So because we are moving here to the low risk, if you see here, this zone is a high risk in this area, and this area is a low risk. This area is a low risk. So licensing is a very low risk, and exporting is the lowest one of them. So if I tell you, like the multiple choice questions in this area will be so much. As example, if I tell you as example, joint venture is low risk or high risk or none of the above? No, joint venture is high risk. Exporting is high risk or low risk or none of the above? No, exporting is low risk. You should choose low risk in exporting. So all the projects are divided into those types of based on the risk. And the risk, like I told you, don't forget, it's like dangerous or exposed to losses or losses. And risk identification is the gap between what we planned and what really happened. So if I plan, as example, in the morning to earn $200, but I earn at the end of the day only $50, so the risk is 150. 200 minus 50, that will give me 150. Is the difference or the gap between the expected results and the actual results. These we call it risk. Okay, we'll take some of those now, identification to them, or like we will see each of them. What does it mean? The direct, the joint venture, the contract manufacturing, franchising, licensing, exporting. We'll see what is the meaning of each of them. So what's the meaning of the franchising? Getting an independent operator the right to use the company's business model, techniques, and trademarks for a fee. Like you say, as example, when you do a franchising for Tim Horton or Starbucks, that means you do exactly like what the shops, all the other shops, if the decoration, the style of the shop or the coffee shop or whatever there. So you just take it, copy and paste in everything, copy and paste. But you do this for fee. So again, granting an independent operator the right, you give an independent operator the right to use the company's business model. So I will use the Tim Horton as the way it is, or Starbucks with the trademark and everything, and the style, decorations of the coffee shop, the style of the product, everything, the product characteristics, everything, techniques and trademarks for a fee. But this I pay to use the name of Tim Horton. I pay they granted me, or they afford me their name, their brand, the style of product, the quality of the product, the components of the product, everything, but this for a fee. And if you ask yourself why we do this, I will tell you. If you do any coffee shop, it's not like when you do a coffee shop for Tim Horton. Tim Horton's name is there. It's very familiar here in Canada, or Starbucks in the United States and England. Those are famous names. So when you use the name itself, people will come to you more and more. If you find two places that are selling coffee, one place is unknown and without a brand name, and the other place there's a Tim Horton or Starbucks or whatever, then you will go for Starbucks or Tim Horton because you know them. You know them. This we call the reputation or the brand name. This is the franchising. What about the contract manufacturing? The contract manufacturing, when companies hire manufacturers to produce their products in another country. Again, we'll say contract manufacturing, when companies hire manufacturers to produce their products in other countries, not in their own country, but in a guest country, not in the home country. Joint venture, an entity that is created when two parties agree to share their profit losses and control with one another in an economic activity they joint undertake. So I am with you for the best and for the worst. I will be with you. So this is the meaning of joint venture. We join together and we share the profits and we share the losses. Whatever happened, if there is profits, we share it. If there is losses, we share it as well. Direct investments. What are the direct investments? Or what is the meaning of the word direct investment? Owning a company or a facility overseas. Overseas means not in your country, but in another country. So if we, for as example, you can do direct investments. You are an Indian, and you can do direct investments in Sweden. So you own a company or facility, you own it totally overseas, not in India, but you own it in Sweden. Not in Philippines, but in Sweden, and so on. Let's talk now about the strategic planning process. And we talked before in the previous lecture about the strategic planning process. Includes the company's mission, like we said before, the purpose, objective, end result desired. What you want to do. What you want to do. The objective is what you want to do. And strategies means a firm's objectives should be realistic. So when you put your own goals or objectives, be realistic. As example, I'll stop here in this point 1 sec and say, you don't go, as example, to dream with high profits while your machineries are in a very bad situation. No. So the machineries, your machines, which is in your own plants and your own factories, those machines are not working very well. They are not working. They are not performing well. They work one day and they are broke up for 2-3 days. In that case, you don't go and say, I will achieve $10 million profits this year. This is impossible because you are dreaming. So you are not this word. You are not realistic. Be realistic. See, like what are your capacities? What is your own power? And don't increase more than your power. It must be achievable, so you don't dream. And measurable. Like I say, measurable means what? Like as example, if we say, don't say, we have a very pinky year, we have a very rosy year, we have a very booming year. Those all of them are not accepted, not accepted. You say like this, we want to produce 100,000 units because this is measurable. This 100,000 units is measurable. But don't say, this year we will have a very booming prices or profits, very booming profits. Don't say like this. It's not accepted. The different products, market strategy firms pursue includes market penetration, product development, market development, and diversification. And we will handle those points of them. So the different products, market strategies, firms pursue includes market penetration. We will come to the market penetration, but till we come to it in the pricing part and the pricing strategies, penetration means that you go with a lower price. The word penetration means that you go with your products with a very lower price because you need to compete. You need to put your feet, to stable your feet in the market. In that case, you go with a lower price, not a higher price. This we call it penetration. Product development. Product development, actually, we have one chapter for the product development, and the product development means it depends always on the consumer or the client's needs and wants. And we have to update their needs. Like remember the Nokia 1100, which you saw when you were young, is not like the cell phone in your hand now. These cell phone had been developed because of what? How it was developed? By questionnaire, by asking the people what they need in their cell phones, and we try to screen the ideas and check out what we can do in the product and what we cannot do. So that's the meaning of development, and there is one chapter, a fully chapter for the product development. It will come to us later on. Market development also, and diversification. The diversification, always we say diversification, reduce the risk. So don't put your money all in one pool of investments. Diversify the way you invest. As example, let us say it's not a business. Let's say in our own real life. In our own real life, don't put all your money in cars. You buy automobiles or whatever. Don't put your all money in lands. Don't put all your money in buildings because you don't know. Don't put your all money in stocks or whatever. So because of, and even in the stocks itself, don't put it in one stock only because you don't know if this stock is performing well today. It might be not performing well tomorrow. So the better for you is just to go for diversification. Like we said, don't put all the apples or all the eggs in one basket. Just try to put them in different places. Diversify your sources of income. We came to the end here of this part. Today we talk about the strategic planning process, and we talk about SWOT. We talk about the Porter model. We had question about SWOT. We had also question about the Porter model of 5 forces. That was today's lecture. We know also the types of investments. We know the risky types of investments. Also, we talk about the types of investments. And we didn't take question here. So we'll take a question here about now those 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, direct investment, joint venture, contract manufacturing, franchising, licensing, exporting. And we saw that the high risk is here in the direct investment. Meanwhile, the lowest risk is in exporting. And we'll have now a question about all of them here. Discuss the types of overseas investments. We call it overseas investments. That's fine. You can say overseas investments. You can say like whatever you want, international markets or whatever. So here, what are the types of international or overseas investments? Here is the overseas investment and their classification regarding risk. Like we said before, regarding risk, their classification regarding risk. Here we go. So here discuss the types of international or overseas investments. Here is S, and their classification regarding risk. Classification regarding risk. This was the last question today. Shall I stop here like around 5 minutes to have your answers? Then we'll get back to you before you end and say, what did we talk about today again in a very few minutes. Then I will wait here till I get your answer for this question. Please kindly work on this question. Discuss the types of international overseas investments and their classification regarding risk. We talk about the, yeah. So I will wait for your answers here, please. Thank you so much. We are back again, my dears. Again, we talk about the marketing strategic planning process. We talk about the SWOT and how can a marketer benefit from the model. We talk about Porter model as well. And we talk about the international overseas investments and their classification risk, like we saw here in our presentation here, like you see in the presentation, direct investment, joint ventures, contract manufacturing, franchising, licensing, and exporting. And those here with high risk, and here the licensing and exporting with a lower risk. Shall see you on the next lecture. Thank you so much. Have a very wonderful day. From me to you, all the love and respect. Take care of yourself and have a very good day. Bye bye, my dears. Bye bye.